Hey everybody, I'm Sean.
And I'm Kieran.
Welcome to another episode of Angling Spiders. Welcome back everyone. On today's episode we are back on the Bow River. Today we are leaving from Fish Creek Park. This is where we exited last time, and we are headed towards McKinnon Flats, which is a 32-kilometer float. So about twice as long as our last episode. We will be targeting rainbow trout and brown trout, and so we are looking forward to getting out on the river.
Let's go.
So Kieran and I are about to do our first set of reel rapids. Very short, but a little faster flowing than what we've done so far. So yeah, right side there, bud. Right where you are. Stay away from that big stuff there. Watch yourself. Oh, that got wet. So Kieran had a knot in his line, so this is a good opportunity to show everybody how to tie a Palomar knot. So what I'm going to do is put this swivel back onto his line. First step in tying a Palomar knot is to double the line back on itself to create a loop, and then what you do is you take that loop and you put it through the eyelet of whatever it is that you're trying to tie off on, in this case this swivel. Then you take that and you make another loop, and then the only thing left to do is you pass through whatever it is that you're tying off on through this original loop. So in this case I'm going to put the swivel through this loop, and tighten. And then you trim off the ends, and that is how you tie a Palomar knot. Just stopped to take a break on the edges of the Bow River here and saw this tree. This beaver's been working really hard to get this thing down. Not quite sure how it's still standing, but it's pretty crazy. Hey. That's fun. So we are about halfway done our float down the Bow River. Bite's been very slow. We've only had a few actually. Haven't landed any fish. Beautiful day, but the fish aren't really on, and that happens from time to time. So typically what we do in these situations is we talk a little bit about our gear. And so the first piece of gear I will mention today is this sticker that we picked up from Cabela's, added to our kayak paddles. We were having some challenges in terms of measuring fish, and so this is just an easy way to do it. It's just a sticker that went on the around the outside of our paddle, and it's been okay. For the most part, it sticks really well. There's a few places here where you can see some nicks. That's from our paddle clip, actually, from when we strap into the paddle clip. So outside of that, they've actually held up pretty well. but there's a few places where it's been dinged up a bit from that. But unfortunately, we haven't caught a fish yet today, so we haven't been able to try it out. Maybe something more to come, but until then, just thought we'd show off what we're using now to measure our fish. Hey guys, we just got our first fish of the day. Not sure what it is, haven't seen it yet. Looks like a little rainbow. It's a whitefish. It's a whitefish. A whitefish? Yeah. Okay, everybody, we just caught our first fish. It's whitefish. We also got to use the net for the first time. That we just picked these up, and I'll try to get this guy out of here without losing him. There we go. Nice Bow River whitefish. This is my first. It's pretty chunky. Let's get him back in the water. Another piece of gear that we've added just recently is a trout net. I mentioned it when I caught the whitefish. We were having some challenges landing some fish, particularly the trout. Not as much difficulty with pike and walleye, but because the trout fight so much, we were challenged to try to get them. We were getting to the side of the kayak, but we weren't actually landing them. And so we picked up some of these nets. Because it's a trout net, it's got an attachment. We've got it currently attached to the strap on our seat. So that way it's easy to grab. We can use it, and then it stores right behind our seat actually. So that's been a great pickup for us, and hopefully we can use it a lot more. For any of you that haven't floated the bow before, haven't considered it, the scenery is absolutely unreal. Particularly in the fall, we've got some leaves changing. We got some of these great sandstone cliffs. The fishing hasn't been great, but sometimes that doesn't matter. Well, we did get lucky with one so far, and we'll keep trying. But what a perfect day. One other thing I wanted to mention, and I'm not sure if you can see it. Floating in the water, it looks like toilet paper. Here's some more of it actually. Right now you will see a lot of this in the Bow River, and we even initially thought it was toilet paper. We had to look it up. This is an algae, and I don't offhand remember the scientific name, but its common name is Rock Snot. So apparently harmless, but annoying. It gets on your hook. You can see it gathers on rocks and in the weeds, and it looks like bunched up toilet paper. So if you're out there and you're on the boat and you see that stuff floating by, it's not toilet paper, it's algae. So continuing to discuss our gear, one of the things that I have with me today that we've actually had right from the start is a life straw. For any of you that haven't heard of these, this is basically a small water filtration unit. We picked this up in Canada at Mountain Equipment Co-op. The instructions say that you can filter 1,000 liters of water through one of these pulls out about 99.99% of harmful bacteria. So we just bring it along for emergency purposes in case we run out of water or we needed it. We have used it a few times, and so I will add a video of Kieran trying it out at Eagle Lake. My crazy son and his first ever test of a life straw from this algae covered lake. Go for it.
Not bad.
How's it taste? Like lake water?
No.
No?
No. Tastes like water.
You're crazy. Okay, so end of a long day of fishing on the Bow River. Not crazy successful. Only one fish this time, but that happens. But we realized that since we have time, we wanted to answer a question that we missed in our Q&A on the bow last time. And that one comes from, I think it's Plate. Apologies if I'm saying that wrong. Put the comment up on the screen, but basically wanted to know about the drain plugs. We find that the drain plugs on these Pelican 100s are extremely hard to pull out, particularly the first time, and so they do come out. You do have to work on them a little bit, but once you get them out a couple of times, they are a little bit easier to get out, and so just keep working at it. It is very handy because it allows you to drain out the water, particularly when you're cleaning them. So that's what we're doing right now. We're just back from our trip. We're spraying off the kayaks. We spray off the inside because we usually track a little bit of mud. And once we do that, we can turn them over and get the water out. So if you don't know how to drain your kayak, you want to demonstrate, Kieran? Basically, once you're done, just lift it up and turn it over, and out comes the water from the drain plug. Much easier than trying to get it out with a baling bucket or a sponge. Hey?